kind of a big deal.
Really?
People know me.
What is up, everybody? This is Bearded Bites and Breakdowns. I'm your host, Nick Marty, and here's my co-host, Ant. Coach Ant is in the house tonight. I noticed you avoided us on Tuesday T, when we had a Miami Hurricane player on there.
No, Coach, I was having electronic difficulties.
It's all right. It's all right. We forgive you. JP Gates said he'd come back on a bunch of other times, so we'll have time to harass you and about your FSU Seminoles. So, hey man, we
enjoy it while it lasts. The difference is when the Seminoles get there, we win it.
Hey,
don't get me started.
Listen, I ain't trying to get you started tonight, but we got a guest that will probably get you started. Because we got a Kane, we got a FSU fan, we got a Gator fan coming on. So you want to introduce him?
The blind.
You want to introduce him? I mean, we got a mystery guest. Didn't want everybody to get all crazy because he's a very, very popular man.
Very popular. You know what I'm saying?
He's very popular.
He's working on that status of being a legend when it's all said and done right now. He's doing a pretty good job of it.
Listen, I already thought he was a legend, but I mean, hey, listen, we'll bring him on. Coach RJ Pollard, welcome to the show.
Man.
Ooh, I like that shirt, Coach.
First of all,
I like that shirt, Coach.
Thank you for the compliment. First of all, I'll take that all day.
Yes, sir.
Second of all, you need to go back to 1996 and you realize you don't win all of them when you get there. You're welcome.
Hey, don't start that now.
Too early.
What?
Too early for that now.
My bad. I knew I started off wrong.
Yeah, y'all starting this off on the wrong foot tonight, y'all.
I started it.
What's up, guys? How are you guys doing?
Good, Coach. Great. How you doing?
I'm good, buddy.
Hey, so listen, I'm glad you came on. Been wanting to have you on for a while. Listen, tell everybody that doesn't know who you are. I mean, there's very few, but tell everybody who you are.
Oh, a nobody. I was a high school football player. Didn't make it in college. Came here, loved to coach. Was a sheriff's deputy for nearly 16 years here in Citrus County, and now I do roofing and coach football. I ain't coaching this coming up here, but I've coached in the past for the Storm, the middle school, the high school levels, and just trying to help get as many kids off to college and try to help my son and my adopted son reach their potential in the sport.
That's awesome. Ant, you want to go ahead?
Where do we begin, Coach? Coach, what got you into coaching football?
Well, after you get done playing, you think you're going to be okay, and you think that the world's going to move on, and you're just going to catch a game on Saturday and Sunday, and that's going to be the end of it. But when you're a real player, somebody who really loves the game, even if you're not a real player, you miss it, and you want to be part of the day-to-day action, and that's kind of drew me back into coaching. So rather than jumping, to the high school or the middle school level, I went ahead and I just started off with a young group at Storm. My son was 5. They had those tiny mics, and so I just started coaching there, and then I just worked my way up through with those age groups, and then try to get away from him a little bit, let him play for Coach Marty, Coach Nubby, those guys, and get some experience. And I went and coached middle school while he was still in Pop Warner, high school, and I could never get away from the game. The day-to-day is, I don't think enough people appreciate the grind. They only see the success or the failure on the field. They don't understand the week, the day in, day out grind that it takes to be successful in the sport year round.
What's your favorite level of coaching?
Oh man, it's probably high school. I mean, you're never. I mean, you hear Lamar Jackson talk about it. You know, he's one of my favorite players in the league. He's absolute legend. You hear him talk about it. You know, his days at Louisville, days at the Ravens. It still don't compare to Friday Night Lights. Like it's just a hard atmosphere to beat when you love the sport.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, when you first got into coaching, what was your goal?
Well, well, when you take over, you know, you want to instill a team that has a lot of confidence, and you. I think every coach's goal should be, you know, if you want to show your players that you're an intellectual or you're a tough guy or you're you know, whatever type of coach you are, you kind of want to teach them how to play the game, and then you want to teach them how to replicate your identity. You know, most good teams they take after their head coach, and so that's kind of what I love about Indiana as a football team in college. Like, you know, whether you like them or you don't, they took on the identity of Signetti, and so that's
We
kind of
know
was my
Nick.
first
We know
goal.
Nick don't like him.
I know, Nick, and I
I
don't blame them. I don't blame them if they would have beat my
listen.
Gators.
I ain't hating on them. I ain't hating on them.
But
You know,
other than
You
that, you
can't
know,
hate on him
you
because they
want to.
beat y'all up.
I
I
can't.
think
I can't
I
hate on
think
them,
that
man.
what on the Indiana thing,
Yeah, I
you
can't
heard
hate
me?
on them. I can't hate on
No.
them. If it was a different school that beat us, then I could hate on them. But I mean, Indiana did it right, man. You know,
Yeah,
so
they did.
That sounds crazy. At least we lost to a Florida school. Y'all lost to Indiana. First
and
time in
y'all lost to Auburn
6,000
how
years.
many years ago? Stop
We
it.
didn't. We
I'm
didn't lose to
interrupting coach
Auburn.
and let him talk.
Boy, we beat Auburn. Boy, you know they can't beat us.
You did. You did. But I mean, all in all, like you want to teach kids how to win, and whether it's individual battles or it's drives or it's games, you want to teach them how to win at a really young level. And winning becomes a habit, and success becomes a habit. And it doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of heartbreak and failure along the way, but ingraining them that they're a winner at a young age, and teaching them to win. I mean, that success it carries them outside of football, inside schools. Like it becomes a point of pride. So that's kind of like what I always enjoyed about coaching.
Coach,
Who
what's
was
some of the? Go ahead, Nick.
who was some of your mentors, like the coaches that you grew up like idolizing and like made an impact on your own life?
As far as on my personal life, I had a coach at Plant City. His name was Terry Terrell. He was probably the most influential coach in my life as far as an actual coach. My grandfather raised me. He taught me a little bit about the game, but he was older. But Coach Terry kind of took me underneath his wing and taught me the ins and outs of the game and the stuff, the X and O's, the stuff that kind of separates you. Um, but in high school, I also had other coaches. I had Coach Washington was great for me. Coach Wilt was great for me. Coach Robinson. I mean, I had some really good guys. And then my head coach was David New, who's a principal down in Hillsboro now, and he was. I mean, yeah, I mean, the guy was the best. He was just a very stoic figure, big guy. I think he played some tight end. I think he played tight end at UCF and maybe Florida State. It was one of those D1 programs here in the state. He was good. He was a really good coach, but he was very stoic. He kind of reminded me of like those old videos of like Chuck Noll and Don Shula, like even Don Shula before the Dolphins, like back with the Baltimore Colts. He was just
Yeah.
very a stoic figure on the sideline, and those guys really kind of molded me in the game of football.
Okay. Okay. How did you take? How did you take the lessons that they gave you or the experiences that you had with them and translate that into your own way
Every
with your own team?
everything I've ever coached is a hodgepodge of everything I've learned from them. Like I took the stuff that I loved because there was so much good information over those years provided by all of them, and I kind of, you know, you throw it all in one pot and you kind of make it your own. You deliver it your own way. But I mean, the modern era of football, since they've actually started throwing forward passes, the game hasn't changed. You know, it's play good defense, it's control the clock, run the ball, eliminate turnovers, and have an explosive offense that can, make plays down the field. Like the recipe doesn't change, and the way you need to coach it doesn't change. Like you can throw in analytics and stuff like that now, but those lessons that we learned when we played for the coaches we played for. I know you play for Bramlett over there at Crystal River, Ant?
Yeah, that was he was there my freshman year. I was there. I wasn't one of the guys, but I was out there.
Yeah, stoic guy. I mean, those lessons where you learn from guys like that, like it hasn't changed in what wins games today. It's about being tough and being consistent.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
RJ, what's harder to coach? Football and the grind of the season, or like baseball players, like, you're trying to keep them locked in for, because it's more games and, probably not as many practices as football. You got a whole week leading into one game for football, and then you got, games almost every other, two nights or so. What's harder?
The baseball is definitely the tougher of the sports to coach. I don't mean to sit up here and take a stand because everybody's got an opinion on it. I'm going to let you know I've been involved around most sports outside of hockey and lacrosse. I
Mhm.
can't tell you there's a tougher sport to coach than baseball. Baseball, it's so everybody can do everything the right way, and you turn around and the ball hits a pebble, a routine ground ball up the middle, and your shortstop or your second baseman did, they were their footwork was great. They crossed over great, they got to their spot, and the ball takes a bad hop, or you could have a perfect swing and a perfect contact, and you hit 100-mile-an-hour missile right at the center fielder, and he catches it, and it's hard because so many times the player they were able to execute what you asked of them, and then
Mhm.
they turn around and have what we would consider success. However, the end result looks like they failed because they got out. And trying to keep kids, baseball is such a roller coaster. It's like in football, you can feel it when you got a good team, when you're talented, when you're going in, there's games. If you prepare the right way and you're consistent in what your approach, you're going to come out with the win. There's just those
Mhm.
games, and that you're going to come out with a win. In baseball, you could have the most talented team, and you're not going to win the game 300% of the time. Like you're going to lose 30% of the time, and that's if you're the better team and you play perfectly. Just because that's how the game is just it goes. It just fluctuates so much more than football, and the kids. I found the baseball kids are a little harder to coach because, you know, a kid could stand out there in left field. He might not have a ball hit to him all game.
Mhm.
But if you're playing one of those 11 positions on defense or one of those 11 positions on offense, you're getting action every play. Whether the ball's
Yeah.
coming to you or not, you have a job responsibility. And it's not that you don't have a job or responsibility in baseball. It's just, it's not as physical, it's not as demanding, and it's not as
Interactive.
interactive. So
Yeah.
it's harder definitely to coach baseball than football.
Mm.
Is that why? Do you guys think that might be why, at least locally, it seems like baseball is a lot of people are playing still, but it's not like when I was a kid. I remember almost everybody played.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. In my opinion, and I'm not saying anything bad about our local leagues. I mean, as a general across the country, I found that the quality of the little leagues of the talent and the competition level has fallen off. And obviously, travel ball has a lot to do with that. It takes a lot of the
Yep.
better kids away. But I mean, I kind of feel like whenever Ryder became 7, 8 years old, I kind of felt like, man, I probably need to get him because to challenge him, he was having to move up 2 and 3 years every single year. And, a lot of the seniors that graduated last year, the Citrus County Player of the Year was Tristan Beck. Tristan Beck was on Ryder's team whenever in 9-10, Ryder was a 6-year-old about to be 7 playing on that team. And like, then you get into the areas where, they change the bat, which is absolutely insane. Like they went to the USA bats over the U-Trip bats, and the bats are a little deader. The ball don't come off as hard. I never understood why you wouldn't change the ball and just make it cheaper for everybody, but there's no money to be made in that. But
Nope.
um,
No
so that
kickback.
kind of what's that?
That's a no kickback.
Oh yeah, it was. So I just kind of washed out the little leagues, and I hope to see them come back because I have great memories playing little league. I played in Plant City. I played a year up here in Inverness whenever I lived with my grandparents for a year, and so I actually played at Inverness Little League, and I can tell you, like, we played kids they were very good players, and you had 4 or 5 really good teams at the age level that I was at. I can't speak above or below, but you had teams that were competitive night in and night out. And Little League has gotten to a point where you got one really, really good team, and then the rest of them are just kind of scrambling, trying to, pick up the pieces and learn the game while they're getting dominated by one team. So it's not really as strong as it once was. I mean, even when Ryder played the last year he really played, we had 3 pretty good teams and we had 2 teams that weren't very good. And it wasn't on coaching or anything. It's just the talent level of those kids hadn't reached the talent level of the ones on the other 3 teams at that time. So, and a lot of those were newer kids signing up. And so you don't really get that aspect in travel ball. It's a little bit more even across the board, especially when you play at the majors levels. Double A can be kind of rough still. But playing at the majors level, you pretty consistently, you're going to be facing a kid who can fill up the zone, and you're facing kids 1 through 9 who can hit pretty well. So that's kind of how I view it now. I really do hope the talent starts coming back to the little leagues, though. I like that localized, being able to catch a game at Whispering Pines and watch 2 really good teams go at it. I think that's awesome, especially for the local community.
Let me ask you this, and this isn't to knock anybody, but do you feel like across the board when it comes to Little League, just across the country, do you think it's a lack of knowledge of coaches? Do you think it's not back in the day, like my dad coached me when I was in Little League, and my dad was a sports junkie. Nowadays you got some that just volunteer because there is nobody to volunteer. Do you think that might be an issue where it's the lack of knowledge of coaching, and not just the kids, they're not going to sit and watch a 9-inning game anymore. Like me and you probably
Yep.
watch tons of games, double headers, on
100%.
the TV.
Yeah,
So-
100%. I think this is, again, I have nothing to back this up. I kind of feel like whenever we went away from regular programming TV to streaming TV, like, you remember, like, when we were kids, you had once we got cable. I was a little bit older, but like, you had WGN, and the
Yep,
Cubs
and
always
TBS.
played on WGN, and then you had
Yep.
TBS, and the
Yep,
Braves
Braves.
always played on TBS.
That's why I'm
And
a
then-
Braves fan.
Yeah, if you had a grandparent, you watch Braves games as a kid. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Yeah.
But like, I think that
Kipper
kind of
Jones,
took away
baby.
the luster of like baseball, like people not watching it every day and not being part of, and during baseball season, you're catching a game of your favorite team 5 to 6 days a week in season, and then you're catching the game of probably, your biggest rival on the day off if they didn't play you. So I kind of feel like that has kind of washed a lot of kids out because they don't grow up watching it like we did. The other thing is like, I won't say lack of knowledge from coaches, because I'm letting you know, listen, like, there's a lot of really good baseball coaches in the state of Florida. And I would put our baseball coaches up against anybody, and good coaches put out good players and smart players and educated players. I mean, Citrus County, I mean, I was friends with his brother, but I mean, Brady Bogart was from right here in Citrus County. The guy is, I mean, one of the best baseball coaches in the entire state, if not in the entire country. And then you got guys like Dave Logue, who's an excellent baseball coach. You've had some over at Crystal River, great baseball coaches. Citrus has had some
Oh.
Coach DeResperis. You got guys that know the game. I don't think that's a problem. I just think that as far as what's killed the population of kids playing is that if you're a good player, and you want to develop your skill set, you got to kind of go to travel ball. And I think the cost of travel ball washes a lot of kids out because travel ball is extremely expensive.
Yes, any travel sport is, I mean, when it came to travel soccer, it's pretty crazy,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where it's like, you're right. No, a lot of the talent is going away and playing travel. And then you're kind of, if you got a good kid that can't afford it, they can't play travel. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, they
Um,
say that's a big reason for the dip and having African American baseball players. Like, is that a lot of them live in inner cities and they can't, like, you don't see as like, we don't have Bonds and Griffey like we used to. Like,
mm-mm.
most of our elite players are from South America now.
Yep.
And, I mean, and they are well deserving. They're freaking unbelievable at their craft. But I mean, that you start washing out half of our country's population because they're trying to, they're worried about putting food on the table rather than playing baseball. And you're washing out a lot of kids that you don't know what they could become. Like, you don't know who's the next Griffey, who's the next Bonds, who's the next McGuire. You don't know, but it could be a kid living in the city, or it could be a kid out on a farm. If they can't afford to do it, we're missing out on that. And that really does. I wish there was a way to make travel ball more affordable so those kids could compete at a high level, and we could actually see what's developed out of some of those areas that we don't get athletes anymore.
And RJ, the thing about it
mean,
too is, when it comes to, like, MLB now, like, you got to think about it. Like, MLB used to like they used to like take pride in, like, having their players in commercials and stuff. You barely ever see any guys in the commercials anymore. I mean, Griffey was on video game covers. He had his own video game.
Yeah.
Like, we saw, like, highlights of in commercials and stuff. Now, like Bo Jackson. I mean, we all grew up watching Bo Jackson, like, commercials. Bo knows and stuff. Like, I feel like they don't take pride in their players. That's I feel like that's what separates the NBA and NFL, compared to MLB and NHL, because, like, you don't know, you can't recognize them. You don't see them enough.
No, the
you
players
think
aren't
that
as
has,
well known.
I'm sorry, you think that has anything to do with foreign investment?
I don't.
Because traditionally, especially when, say, like, when my grandfather was a young man, um, there was the NBA and the NFL, but the MLB was where the money was invested. And like we know now, it's the NBA and the NFL, and
Yeah, I
you see the
mean,
NFL playing overseas, and the NBA has been turned into a the European model more.
yeah,
Well,
I mean, I can't. I mean, baseball is as international as I would say basketball. I'd say it's probably the second most international sport behind soccer.
Mhm.
I don't. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't. I don't have a good. I agree with what Nick said. Like, there's no doubt that the players, I think they're just as good. I think the game is harder today than it's ever been. But the players are not as iconic today as they were whenever we were kids. Like, I'm a 40-year-old man with that grew up in Plant City. I live in Citrus County. I got a gray beard. I still wear my hat backwards because Griffey wore his hat backwards.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how iconic these guys were.
His
And
swing, his swing was the best, man.
oh
You know,
man, there.
dude,
Bonds might
like,
have been the best hitter of all time, but boy, Griffey's swing was the
man,
best.
Griffey's swing, that him just taking that bat and just doing this with his hands, and
Yeah.
you had Sheffield. You had iconic
who's
guys
the
that
guy?
would,
Who's the guy right now in majors though? Who's the
Oh
oh,
man, I mean, there's no there like I it's Otani and it's not
yeah,
freaking close.
yeah,
right?
It's
That's what I was
yeah.
gonna. So that's what I was gonna say too. It's tough when you say, uh, it's tough when you don't have a hometown guy. Like, I think Aaron Judge is a great player, and I thought Trout was a great player. And a couple years ago, like one of the guys, but they're not like charismatic.
yeah, they're not big personalities anymore. That's not really a part of the game. Like, I remember. I mean, I kind of like first of all, I'm not a Yankees fan. I never will be. I can't stand them. I know they bring a
What I
lot of
love
money to
about you.
Tampa. I know they're a great organization and they're the most successful in baseball history. I still can't stand them, but like I used to like enjoy whenever at the end of a game if they weren't playing the Rays when they would bring out Mariano Rivera at the end of a game and they're playing Inner Sandman and they're making it like this spectacle because it still is entertainment.
Mhm.
And I enjoyed that. Like I'm starting to see that again uh, with the Edwin Diaz guy for the Mets. I saw it with the Mason Miller guy for the Padres. They're kind of starting to do that more again. Make it more of an entertainment thing. And I don't. I mean, other than Otani. I mean, who else you got? You still got Harper. I mean, he's obviously his swing's beautiful.
Mhm.
But those are the guys carrying the sport, and none of them are big personalities off the field. So
No.
I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why we're losing popularity in it.
Don't forget, remember Trevor Hoffman used to come out to Hell's Bells.
Hell's Bell, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys, and then you got your very classic and your very how do I historical like the announcer for the Yankees that used to announce Jeter. He had him always do his announcement even after he died. Like I don't know. It's just not there's not as much the history isn't I don't feel like it's celebrated as much as it was when we were kids. Like we watched the McGuire, Sosa, Chase, the home run record during the 90s, the late 90s, and then you're like that record will never be broke, and then they break it, and then you turn around and Bonds breaks it 4 years after that, 5 years after that. So I don't know. We just don't have anything exciting. I think for me it's exciting. I love baseball. Like the World Baseball Classic, I had a blast watching it. But even the MLB, I enjoy still watching it. But I've learned to love it at a young age. I don't think for a kid learning how to love the game, it's like you said, it's not as polarizing as it used to be. So I don't
What
think we're getting as much interest.
What's your thoughts on the clock, the pitching clock? I had JP Gates on, and he kind of likes it, but he also had in college he had the watch wristband, and he talked about that, and he talked about the earpiece and all that stuff. What's your thoughts on all that?
Well, first of all, JP Gates was a dude, and I mean a dude. JP's worked with Ryder several times. I'm friends with I don't know how they're related, but his cousin or his uncle or something. I've met JP several times. That guy was a guy.
Mhm.
He would probably know in detail a lot more how it affects the game than I do. Obviously, that hasn't been implemented in high school or travel ball yet. But I will say the pros, they want to speed up the game. They were worried about losing popularity, people having to watch, a 3.5 hour game. So they want to speed it up. I understand it. I hate it from a traditional baseball standpoint because like the disengagements alone, you know what I mean? Like more than like you're giving a runner's getting, he ain't got to worry about a pickoff after, 2 attempts or whatever. Like that kind of stuff, I think it takes away from the game. Baseball is a great
Mhm.
game. It saved our country through 2 wars. Um, I don't see any reason why it needed to change. I think we just need to, like you said, make it more polarized. And they were trying to make it more bearable to watch. We teach more
Yeah.
people about the game, they'll want to watch it more. I don't think you change the rules of the game. It's like the NFL that we grew up watching with the hard hits. We can't watch a safety come across and kill a receiver no more. Like
Mm.
that was part of the game. like that's what made the game what it was. So now I don't know if I agree with the pitch clock. I do understand the purpose and much smarter people than me made the decision to change that. But as a traditional guy, I don't like it. I think it gives too much advantage to the base runner in the with the pitch clock.
It's all in the ratings, if you ask me. I
Yeah,
I understand it's worth potentially billions of dollars, especially to keep offensive players healthy for lengthier times in their career. But God bless his soul, like my grandfather always told me, when you make a decision, accept the consequence. And a lot of us older guys, part of the kind of the passing of the mantle of playing ball, even if you weren't necessarily a star, guys. You say, man, well, I played with such and such because you had to physically go through certain things to share the field with these people.
Mhm.
And now it's so much
Yep.
it's a money thing. You know, it's just like in the NBA. In the 90s, you know, back when King Griffey was the guy, you say back then it was Jordan, and you had a bunch of stars around the league, but it didn't seem you had a lot of real big and you had a lot of stars from other countries, don't get me wrong, but the American guys dominated. The
Yep.
sport, I think, has been pushed towards a European model a little bit, is just because viewership, because a guy like Luka Doncic, his entire country is going to support him and watch him. They're going to buy just his jersey, as opposed to America, where, you know, I think we've all been present in different places where success breeds more animosity here than anything.
Yeah. It's hard to disagree with that. You can tell that pro sports in the United States, obviously we're going to attract, I mean, outside of soccer, we're going to attract the top talent in the world when it comes to football, baseball, basketball, and even hockey at this point. I mean, you still got a few Canadian hockey teams, but you know, we're pulling all of those players. You can tell, like, you know, the reason why they said that Bad Bunny did the halftime show this year was because they were trying to get more international support for football, and then we're having games in London, Brazil, and all these
Right.
other places. So
Yeah, you
I
have
mean,
one
it's
in
hard to
Japan,
argue
I
with it.
think.
What's
They're
that?
having one in, I think they're having one in Japan again.
Yeah. I mean, the Bucks. Where did they play? Germany. Whenever they beat
Yeah,
the
Germany.
Seahawks
Yep.
years ago, Germany. So
Yep.
like,
Well,
I mean,
the colleges are playing international games
Yeah, in
now.
Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, Florida State played in Ireland last year or the year before to start the season, and it's,
Mhm.
you know, it's, I understand getting the viewership, but if you're gonna pull in millions or potentially a billion new viewers by adding other countries of the world, hell, let them hit somebody still.
yeah. Well, I saw this meme. It was a few years ago, but it's kind of funny when we talk about, you know, reaching out, internationally in the sport. There was a meme about what are those poor kids in Africa going to think when they find out that Jim Kelly didn't win 4 Super Bowls, because all the shirts that don't, you know what I mean? Like, as far as people getting more knowledgeable and the viewership going up across seas, and these kids find out the history of the sport, and the t-shirts they got don't even match what actually happened because they sent all the extras over there after they lost. So it's I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, it's hard to argue. I would say that that's exactly the reason. It's all about money. My grandfather always told me, if you find the money, you'll find the answer, and
Mhm.
that's the truth. I mean, you find the green, you'll find the answer. So that's probably what it has to do with.
I can't even watch the NBA anymore. I've tried to watch it, and it's just I rather be tortured by taking like a glass plate, and you take a fork and a knife and just scratch it back and forth. I'd rather be tortured like that than watch an NBA game, because
Who's your favorite
so
team?
hard. I love the Timberwolves right now because
No, no.
I love Anthony Edwards.
Me too.
Who's
The
your
way he plays.
traditional team?
Well, it was the Timberwolves because,
Oh,
like, you know, without being the Bulls, you know, I love, you know, Michael and stuff. Scotty was, you know, my second favorite player, and then Rodman. I always loved being Rodman and everything, because, like, you know, he knew he would count the rotation of the ball when it would come off the hoop, and he knew where exactly that ball was going to go. That's how crazy and like crazy he was in deep thoughts when it came to rebounding. That's how much he was in depth on the rebounding. So when it comes to that, I just love tough nosed defense and everything like that. You know, Gary Payton. You
that
know,
sounds like he was
as a
tripping on them drugs, coach.
Hey,
listen,
I mean, are we at least all in agreement that Jordan is better than LeBron? Are we at least
yes,
okay? Okay. I'm about to say I knew I couldn't be
Okay,
talking to
I
two
got
people.
one for y'all real quick.
yeah.
How do you define the greatest player of all time?
I think it's influence.
Ooh.
Because
But see, now that's hard when you say that certain players, right? And Michael Jordan's one of them. Michael Jordan, King Griffey. The league absolutely chose him. And it was, it was a good choice. But it chose him for certain parts, right? Like the next one was Kobe. Now it's LeBron, I think.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
it's
listen, I don't think there's any doubt
Wemby.
that he's a great player. I mean, there's no doubt about it. LeBron is, I mean, you could put him at 1, 2, or 3. I mean, there's nobody that he should never fall below 3 on any list. There's no doubt. And what he's doing at his age,
I don't
I
know,
just
Coach. I got him at like 5, maybe 6.
5. Oh
So
my God, you're
yeah.
brave. The
Who?
man's 41.
I listen. I'm just saying
You
because
got who at 5?
listen, LeBron.
That's too
I mean,
low. You went
listen.
from one extreme to the other.
Listen, you want to know? We're gonna talk about this then, okay? So
I ain't gonna
here's my
lie.
thing.
I'll tell you the truth. That's not necessarily crazy because I'm gonna tell you, I still like Bill Russell.
Listen.
Man, you going way back.
13
Grandpa
years,
Tate right here?
13 years, 12 titles appearance, 11 title championships. It's hard to beat that stat line, Coach.
I know. I think the only 3. I think I could go Michael, Kobe, Larry, maybe Larry. I mean,
I think Larry. I think you got to put Larry above LeBron because here's the reason why. You take Larry Bird's best year stat wise, it's way better than LeBron's best year.
No. It don't work like that.
Yeah, no. And you got to take it. You got to take it because I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's the thing, Larry was a passer, just like LeBron, right? He was a shooter. He's a way better shooter than LeBron. We could all agree on that because that man went into the 3-point contest, didn't even take his warm-up suit off, went into the locker room and said, all right, who's getting second place? That right there is the mentality back then that we're missing now in the NBA and just in sports in general. And you know this,
there is no killer instinct no more.
No, there is none.
I think Anthony Edwards might be the closest, though.
Yes.
I think he might be the closest.
Listen, I just watched a clip of Kobe.
No, Ja Morant.
Listen,
I don't know about that one.
Nobody don't like. Hey, look.
I like him. He's a good.
He's a knucklehead. Don't get me wrong. But if he played for a better team, man, he'll take it on somebody. He'll take you there.
Hey, listen to this though. This it was.
I think Edwards is a better player, but when it comes to just man, that boy is different.
I saw a clip about Kobe when he tore his Achilles in the game, right? He asked the trainer, he said, can you just tape it up? And he goes, it don't work like that. You can't just tape it up. And he goes, well, I tried pushing it down. He tried pushing a torn Achilles back down his leg.
Kobe's different, man.
And wanted to get it taped up because he was walking on his heel. That's how crazy this man was. When I say like Kobe, hey, listen, I hated Kobe when he was younger, but I respect him like crazy because he played so hard. And when he had that torn Achilles and he tried to gut it out, man, I can't sit there and hate on a man like that.
Yeah,
man.
Kobe was different, man. I can tell you this: if LeBron had Kobe's mentality, that man had freaking 15 championships.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
disgusting.
Hey, hold on, fellas. You know what? Now I had a good. Now we reminisced a little too hard because Coach finna get out of here in a little bit, and we got to get to the business.
Yeah,
Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, how they throw it up?
Hold on, I can't do it. I'm on the phone.
Yes, hey, it's all right. I got you. Talk to me. Talk to me, man. What a lot of people. I get to jump out and say it. A lot of people thought you were gonna take, maybe some vacancies more closer to where you traditionally been, but it was kind of surprising to some people when the news broke that Army All-American was going to Vanguard. Talk about it, Coach.
Well, we had the opportunity. My office where I work out of is down in Brooksville, but I'm only in the office about 1, maybe 2 days a week. So my wife took a job at Seafood Cellar as the general manager up there in Ocala, and it was right off of 40. And so she was driving an hour back and forth every day, and um, we just thought it might be easier on her and the family to get up there. Obviously, we knew there's some good football up there and good baseball, so that was obviously up in the back of our minds, without a doubt. So yeah, I mean, it all came down to we want to move to Ocala, and then where do we want to be when we move into Ocala? And then obviously Vanguard has a great program, a lot of success. Coach Farmer, awesome
Mhm.
guy. I know some of the coaches up there have been friends for a long time, and it's a situation that I felt comfortable with. So we end up deciding to move into that zone. We located a house in that zone that we liked, and that was it, man. We moved to the V, and we're excited about it. I mean, you think where I grew up, you had quite a bit of exposure because it's Tampa, and there's always
Mhm.
going to be eyes on Tampa, Miami, Jacksonville, and so on. But up here, it's few and far between, and I don't think it's really anybody's fault other than maybe we have to improve in some areas as a whole. But getting back on topic, watching the amount of college coaches walk on and off that practice field every single day to recruit the players, it says a lot about Farmer and the program he's built. It says a lot about the coaches he's got around him.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you, man, we couldn't be more thrilled and excited. They treat Ryder like family. He walked right out there, kind of led by example early, and did some good things, made some plays, and they treat him like family, man. I mean, that's all I can say. I couldn't be happier.
It's a great environment up there. I love Coach Farmer, man. I couldn't. He's one of those people, it's like it's hard it just piles up the good things you keep saying about him because he's an extraordinary person. He's been a
He is.
figurehead for that program for so long. He's a great guy.
Well, he's got his own way of doing things, and he's a lot of old school in him, but it's undeniable the contacts as he's made. You hear about it, obviously as an opposing coach to his program. You hear about it just in the football world in general, but you don't really know till you're there. And I mean, advocating for his kids from the time the first bell rings to the time he probably pulls in his driveway, and I'm sure plenty of phone conversation at home too, but advocating for every single kid he's got. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
it's phenomenal, dude. It's absolutely phenomenal, and it's phenomenal to do that. And I've done that for a lot of kids, but his contact list is a little bit bigger than most.
Absolutely. He's man, Coach Farm. I like I said, man, much love. I love that guy. He got your boy in after 2 years of knee injuries, and I know that's your boy, and a lot of people
Yeah,
prayed for him, and we all were praying and in his corner. But Coach Farmer absolutely,
yeah.
got him
If
over
it
that threshold.
people, obviously Chris was a very deserving athlete already, but injuries like he had, they end a lot of kids. They end most kids high school. They end their career in high school,
Mhm.
not because the kid's not able to recover and play, but his time ran out to prove himself. And to have a guy like Farmer sitting there advocating for him to those colleges, being like, yeah, he might have only played a few games, but here's his game, here's his practice film, this is what he's done, this is what I've seen. And those two D1 schools back to back didn't even hesitate, and he had a lot more offers than that, but two D1 schools didn't even hesitate to offer him off of Farmer's word. Obviously, he's built well too. When you're 6'4", that helps. but but he's an absolute, he's awesome. I mean, he's a legend for what he does for those kids. So yeah, I was very appreciative of what he did for Chris, because Chris was one of my kids for a long time.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy that Ryder is at a place where he's going to be more challenged, and I feel like listen, I coach Ryder. I love coaching that kid. I don't think I ever told you this story, but when we were in the huddle and we were we were about 10-yard line out, he said, we asked who wants to run the ball. He says, I'll block. He said, I'll block. He didn't even want the touchdown. We were going to score a touchdown. We knew we were going to score a touchdown. He said, no, I'll block. He lead blocked and scored. We scored a touchdown. That right there just sums up team play right there.
Nick,
Yeah.
I tried to steal that thing from you, boy. I wanted that thing in a blue jersey so bad I would have paid for it. I could talk about it now.
Listen,
boy, we had a community fund for that thing, boy. We couldn't get him, boy.
Hey.
Coach wouldn't do it.
Hey, listen. One of my favorite things that RJ asked me to do. He says, "Can you run him to the right side?" I said, "Yeah, I'll run him to the right side." We're in Dunellen. He says, I need you to run him to the right side. I said, okay. I ran him to the right side, and we're going the one way towards the scoreboard, and he scored a touchdown. He took off, went about 50 yards or so, and right on that sideline of Dunellen, and he goes, do it again. I went ahead and did it again. He ran another 50+ yarder to the house. And he goes, they really hate us.
Hey, man, listen, Dunellen, the talent and programs that they put out, boy.
Listen.
When you can get the best of Dunellen, you better show them, boy, because Dunellen's coming every year.
Hey, I hated playing them after weigh-ins, or like when they took the weigh-ins out, like, the weight limits, we were kind of done for, because
boy, Dunellen, I'll tell you what, they put out some ball players up there, boy.
Yes, they do. They're a tough program, man.
No, that was kind of big. I mean, whenever Ryder played for you, is like when you played those tough teams, like that's where I wanted him to get that experience of, because you every time you graduate in football, whether it's Pop Warner, middle school, high school, college, the game gets faster, and if you don't know how to run between the tackles and hit hole hash number sideline and learn that technique, you don't last real long. And then all that didn't matter, and he became a slot receiver and a safety. So that was all for nothing, but we tried.
Right? Hey, listen, I'm proud of him. He messaged me on my birthday one year, and he gave me a nice message and everything, and I love that kid. Listen, man, I hope he does great and everything like that. How much time we got left with you?
I don't know what you're about to say.
I don't know what's your time limit.
I'm good till probably 9:15 or so. It's up to y'all. If y'all want to kick me off.
Now let me ask this. Let me mix it up a little bit now.
Yeah, mix it up.
I'm not gonna go too far in depth. I'm gonna say it like this. If certain things didn't work the way they did in Citrus County, would you have ever made that move to Ocala?
That's a hard one. We knew, if nothing else, we wanted to move a little bit further north, maybe into like North Citrus Springs, just because we wanted to lessen the drive on Edith. Would we have tried to? I mean, maybe. I hate crying over spilt milk, but I mean, it gets to a point, where sometimes you feel unwelcome, and I mean, it's not. It is what it is. I mean, I've took a stand against the things I thought were wrong and right. I've been a little bit more vocal about it than most, not all, but most. And I've taken a stand for good men that have coached in this county, and many of them don't. So, I mean, I chose to take my stand, and stand for what I thought was right, whether people agreed with me or not. So, depending on if that would have played out different, maybe. I mean, here's the thing. I love Citrus County. I absolutely love Citrus County. I love the people, the support. When we were going through the Raheem situation, whenever I had my heart issue back in, was that 9 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever that was. Like the people, I just, you rub the wrong person the wrong way, or the wrong few people the wrong way because you take the wrong stand. And yeah, I felt like it could be held against you, but no, I mean, I don't have any regrets. I absolutely, I love Citrus County, just the people in general. Like I really did. And if I felt like it was the best option for our family, we probably would have tried to make it stay, or tried to make it work and stay. But I mean, it's hard.
Well,
Either way, we wanted to lessen the burden on my wife. That we knew that for sure.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
love the decision you made. I think with all things considered, with all the programs that are around, that's just a place. Boy, that was you put some spice in the mix, boy. We gonna pop out on Friday night.
yeah, where he's excited. I mean, I'm sure you'll have Ryder on soon enough, and you can talk to him. He's on cloud nine. It's a lot of, I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a different mentality up there. And I think the
Absolutely.
biggest, I think the biggest thing that excites me, and I mean, you guys know, because you've known me and Ryder since, he was, before he could even play ball, you guys knew. But
Mhm.
he, I always pushed him to play in travel ball, and you've seen us fly all across the country playing travel ball, and me taking him down to Tampa for competitions and football and stuff like that. Well, I did that because I wanted him to play against the most capable kids at his age that he could. And that was, because that false sense of security, I never had that in football, because in Hillsborough County youth football, when I played, it was awesome. So whenever you got to middle school, high school levels, it was still good. But when I got to high school in baseball, we faced a kid at Riverview. I was a freshman, and that kid was throwing 94 miles an hour, and I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that looked like. So my thing was taking away that shock factor of, wow, this guy's a dude. This guy brings something different. So that's why we traveled. What I love about Vanguard the most, relating it to that story, was, dude, when Ryder goes to practice, he's got to tackle a Division I running back, and he's got to tackle a Division I quarterback, and there's a Division I wide receiver outside. And I mean this. Texas A&M has offered that kid. Bethea's got 61 plus offers. Gunsby, the kid's a stud. He just got Pitt the other day, and he already had Boston College. And then you got kids like Burgess, and you got all these kids. They're just
You
Division
just
I
keep
kids,
going.
and you
They
have to
they
compete
just keep
against them.
going.
And it
Yeah.
reminds me, and I know we got Miami, and I know we got Florida State, but it reminds me of what Urban Meyer said when he was at Florida. He said, when you can make practices more competitive than games, you're going to walk the dog on everybody. And
Yep.
it's true. And and then you turn around and Farmer goes out and he gets Miami Norland on the first game, and he gets, Tampa Jesuit and Buell or whoever. I don't know if that's the exact schedule. I just know that that was the plan. Like, that's what he was shooting for, because he
Mhm.
wants his players playing against them. And I love that, because the coaches, and you've seen the teams that they go out and they get 10 easy, or they get, 8 easy games. They play the 2 games against tough teams that they're mandated to, and the kids don't get a lot of exposure. Farmer's out there knowing darn well that if his team doesn't play a perfect game, he could very well leave there a loser. But you know what? His kids competed against the best in the country, and his kids are going to get offers because of it. And I respect it. I love it. I respect it, and I love that my son has to compete with it and practice every day, every day.
That's a old Miami thing right there. Green Tree, man.
You
Green Tree
remember,
practice at Green Tree was harder than the damn games, you know?
Yep,
So
yep.
Coach?
That's
You remember
it's the
when we
only way.
took Chris to Trinity, right?
Yep.
And no disrespect to those guys. We had some good years over there. Shout out to those guys. But you know how I am. I want to play. I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept saying, why aren't we playing Vanguard? Like,
hmm.
how does that work that we don't play them, but we're playing all these other teams? And it was always, we can't get the contract signed. They won't sign the contract up. So I was like, okay. So when I met Doc and really Chris transferred over, and I went over I was watching practice, and just you know how I am. I'm checking it all out. Oh man, he told me he was ready to play them so fast. It was a shame. It was a shame, boy. And I was
Yeah.
just like, what? And he was like, yeah, I'll play them right now this year if they sign it. And so I called over there like, hey, they'll play right now. And they were like, oh, we'll call you back.
Yeah,
And I said that because he plays Miami teams every year. He plays a very hard schedule for what most people do locally, but some of that's because people won't play him.
Mhm.
So
I
many
have
local teams turn them down. It's behind closed doors. People know the truth. You know, a lot of local teams turn them down. I think he did a
Yeah,
great thing with Ryder. I think Ryder's gonna excel over there. I
the
think
first
I think
the go
I
ahead.
think it's gonna be interesting to say the
we're
The
least.
first
excited. We're
hey,
excited. Trust me.
the first 4 games are Hawthorne, Buckholz, Norland, and Tampa Jesuit.
Tampa
Yeah,
Jesuit. That's the first 4.
yeah,
Well, and so Hawthorne just won state. I don't know if you guys know that.
yeah. How many
But
times
Hawthorne,
out
yeah,
of the last 5 years? 4 or
yeah,
5, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
All
yeah. I
right.
mean, if you don't, if that's not, I mean, if and again, some people play the sport because it's fun and they love it, and I don't have any problem with that. But if you really want to be a player, that you need to see that, you need to experience it, you need to go against it every single week, and sharpen your skills, and just know like
Who
getting your butt kicked is part of it. Like you're gonna lose some of these battles.
did Ingram go back to Coach Hawthorne again?
I don't know. Last I heard he was leaving for. I mean, I thought he was going to Bradford,
I
but
Mm.
did
then
too, but I thought someone told me he was leaving there to go back to Hawthorne.
I did hear a rumor. I can't even remember who told me that, but somebody did mention that he was going back and that he ended up going back. Somebody did mention that to me. I can't remember who it was though. He's a hell of a coach. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Hell of a coach.
That's
So
a hell
There-
of a schedule, boy. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was gonna get to see 4 different teams the first 8 different teams the first 4 weeks, but I might only get to see 5 teams because I might have to see all them.
boy, those teams are stout. And I mean, what more do you really want? I mean, let's be honest. You want to win a state championship, and obviously that doesn't have any effect on it. You win your district, you get in the playoffs, you make your run then. But just the fact that like the whole purpose of this for those kids that want to play at the next level is preparing them for that. And I don't know what more you could do inside of Farmer's control to try to play good teams. I'm sure Farmer would fly to California to play a team if he had to. Like the guy, I respect it, man. I love it. I mean, that's why we're there.
I
We
love it.
had
Yeah,
we had
I
other
love it
we had
over there.
other houses and other zones we could have chose. We chose Vanguard Zone once we kind of laid out what we wanted.
uh listen, we got we're gonna have to have you back on. Because I love your sports takes. I've always loved your sports takes, even though we don't agree on teams at times. But we agree on most things. We need to have you back on though. But I do want to talk about food because you used to live down there in Plant City and everything. Uh, and I don't know if you've been to Fred's, but the people that
Boy,
have been to Fred's, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the best all you can eat place you can
ever
go to,
yeah, ever.
dude, I'm telling you, the catfish. I love some catfish, the fried catfish. That is the best catfish you can ever get, and it's at a damn buffet. Like,
Well, you better be glad my wife ain't here, bro. If you would have brought up Fred's, I'd have been
listen,
having to make a
listen,
drive.
I'm
Boy,
just saying, man.
boy,
No
yeah.
offense to anybody else. I'm just
Fred's
saying,
is
like,
I'm
Fred's
gonna
is
check it
that's what
out.
it's a staple. I'll tell you what, man. Fred's, Grandpa Johnson's right next door is pretty good, but like as far as the buffet, man, I've never had better. We go to Plant City, we're going to Fred's. There ain't no doubt
yeah,
about it. But yeah, man, you needed to make that ride, bro, because that's different.
yeah.
I'm gonna
And
check it out.
and we'll have to make a day of it, man, because I'm telling you right now, it's just downright amazing. Like I
Yeah.
love that place. I love that
Stop.
place. And
They got another place down there by the hospital you need to try, Nick, called Tampa Cubans in Plant
okay.
City. Boy,
Well,
like It's
I was
like
gonna bring
it's like
that
the
up.
old Pricatas.
Listen, I was gonna bring that up to you
It's-
because I did see your post about Cubans, and listen, man, Bricadas Cuban sandwiches are like huge. They're like this big, and
I know.
and their devil balls, they got crab meat in it, and it's so damn good. And we're gonna have to do a travel. We're gonna have to do a travel show.
So
Hey.
Percata, so Joe Percata was my grandfather, one of my grandfather's best friends. He's the one who started it. He started that. It was just a truck at the time, but like, man, he grew that thing, and yeah, it's good stuff, man. Like
You will
they've
not go hungry.
yeah, it's good. Those devil crabs he's talking about, they're pretty good. I got a good one the other day down at Carmine's in Tampa too. Like, because
Okay.
I've been looking for a good devil crab because, in Plant City you used to have Linda's Crab Shack, and that place was amazing. The best devil crab I probably ever had. And now it was hard to find them, but that place Carmine's, boy, you can get a good one there too.
Hey, since you living up in Ocala now, there's a place. It just says bakery on the top. Okay, just says bakery on the top. It's Angela's Latin Bakery. You need to go there. They got a pretty good Cuban. Okay, pretty good. The empanadas as big as my hand. You know how big my hand is, so they're as big as my damn hand. The beef ones. Oh my goodness, and their chocolate cake. Listen, their chocolate cake. Yeah, man. Hey,
you gotta text that to me.
Yeah, I will.
You gotta text that to me because boy.
You a bold man eating cake out of anywhere, boy.
Listen. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Depends on how you eat it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is the best chocolate cake you'll ever have, Aunt. I mean,
no, boy, I had a lot of chocolate cake.
Man, y'all better listen. You better show my wife some love.
We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet with this. What are four or five good mom and pop places that you like to eat at?
Oh man, so we're not talking about my wife's work, right? We're just talking about other places.
You can talk about her work because we talk about it all the time. I talk about it all the time.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna throw Seafood Cellar in there just because boy, it's
great owners, great place.
Yeah, Jimmy, he's the absolute best. My wife, obviously, she's the best.
Great general manager.
Great general manager. A handsome guy sits at the bar sometimes, so it's worth going. And then man, Mama's Country Kitchen in Inverness. Mama, like the wait staff, they're great, man. That's one of my go-tos. I get that sunrise burger, about puts me to sleep in the middle of the day. So let's see. This sounds crazy, but you know that little gas station at the end of 491 at the roundabout before it in Hernando? Right there, it's called Des Champs.
Going towards Brooksville?
Yeah. Go in there and get a Cuban.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trust me on this. That's, man, it's unbelievable. I still like Angelo's. I drop by Angelo's. I get the antipasta salad and a pizza. I mean, man, and where else? Oscar Penn's. Like I still drop by Oscar Penn's. Love Jason. He's good people and he does a great job there. But
Reds.
I mean, there's a lot of local places I really enjoy though.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? I love me a good Cuban, man, and I'm telling you, like, it's if you don't go down to Tampa, you kind of got to find some hidden gems around here, you know.
Des Champs tomorrow. Trust me on this. Trust me. Have them press it with garlic butter.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. You're gonna call me right after. I promise. Like
I'll try to make it. I gotta go to Leesburg tomorrow, so
you better make your way there. Anthony, why are you licking your lips?
Man, my lips dry as hell. You think I keep licking them because it's like, damn.
Because we're making them hungry, Coach.
Every time I look at your side of the screen, it's just a tongue hanging out.
Hey, look, my lip dry as hell, Coach. I might be hungry.
What's your favorite meal at Seafood Cellar?
Oh man, I've been on the grilled shrimp dinner kick lately, but I mean, my all-time favorite, I'm going with shrimp and grits. I'm taking
Okay.
that Seller's butter. I'm pouring that Seller's butter all over it. And as Mr. Jimmy tells me to do, I try to bring an order home, and then I fry 2 eggs, and I put the 2 eggs on top of the shrimp and grits, and then
Yeah.
I pour the Seller's butter on it. And then, as Mr.
Oh,
Jimmy
you know,
says,
you might know a little something, Coach.
and then Mr. Jimmy tells you lock your doors because it's that good. It's that good. That crawfish etouffee is good too, boy.
Yes,
I'm
that
telling
is.
you.
That and the grouper, the fried grouper and the blackened grouper are good there.
That's all I want.
Listen,
And then
that,
what Jimmy does for the community on top of that. I mean,
yes.
the guy gives back. I mean, more than anybody I've ever seen in this county. Like it's insane. It's insane. Like he just every good cause he's backing. He's a good man, and
I might need you to put a good word in for me, Coach. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna call you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, we gotta shout out my boy, Coach Denny Denzel.
Oh, Coach
I ain't see all
Alexander.
the I didn't see the comments till just now. That's Denzel right there.
I can't see the comments.
Then he said Ingram is back at Hawthorne. He said he just talked to him today.
We should have just had him on as a fact checker in the corner.
Yeah.
You know.
Yo,
Right.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, look at this guy. I've asked this guy to come on. He's gonna make a comment. Coach Ross.
Oh man, that man's more worried about his hair. He got that. What is that, Pam?
Hey,
Pro V hair?
hey, look, we ain't
Paul
gonna mess
Mitchell.
with Coach Ross. He doing the work right now. You know, he getting the young QBs right. He training some young guys around the area to get ready for their season.
No, I ain't letting him get away with this. Him and his Riley Green freaking hairstyle over there.
You got good hair whenever you run your hands through it right down the middle.
Hey, he might know somebody that like it.
Hey, I'm sure he does. He's got a stable full of pretty good quarterbacks right now. I talk to him probably about once every 2 weeks, and he'll give me a call. We'll chop it up for a little bit, and he is very knowledgeable. And let me tell you what, boy, he keeps me updated. I know every good quarterback in our area because he tells me.
Coach, I'm on another level, Coach.
Of the hair.
Coach.
We ain't jealous of that hair.
Coach, you see these Coach.
Look, I don't have to perm my hair.
Ooh, boy, put that thing back on, boy.
I was gonna put it back on anyways. Hey, Riley Green called. He wants his hairdo back there.
Yeah, I never had hair nice enough I could do that. So
he's trying to turn into a damn country singer.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, I ain't mad at him, boy. Morgan Wallen killing the game right now.
Listen, Kendall called. He wants to do a duet with him.
I just want to be in the video, Coach.
Yep.
Yeah, try to make that happen.
I'll slam a bull or something like that, you know.
Hey,
a pet bull.
Denzel's watching the show just to make sure I got on my Vanguard gear. I know what he's doing. I got it, Zell. Don't worry, baby.
He's reporting back.
He's reporting back. He will too, boy. He put it on. He called me out on Facebook. I know what his ass is doing.
It ain't even reporting. Y'all know Denzel standing on that V every chance he gets.
Yeah, man. If it needs to be said,
here we go. You're gonna have to change your name, Ross. We'll call you Joe or something.
Oh, there's a cut. Oh, I'm reading it now. I see it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Like I said, we're gonna have to have you back on, man. Because here we go. I ain't worried about that. You can't do nothing but rep the V.
You better stop now. He'll be telling you all night.
He told me that he needs to come on. We need We need to have him come
Does.
on.
He
Boy.
does.
Boy, you
He
got
does.
you got a 7-second delay so you can censor half of what he says.
We ain't censoring nothing, coach.
No,
We ain't censoring
we don't do
nothing.
that. We don't do that, coach.
If he want to, hey, you know, if he want to dive in the deep end, I'm gonna be right there with him.
Denzel lives in the deep end, brother.
Hey,
He lives there.
Hey, I'll send him a link right now. We
Boy.
can get him on right now.
You know,
send it to him.
I knew Denzel was about that life because, you know, when he was going through the academy, I was still a pretty young cop. Like I was only, I don't know, 4 or 5 years in. Man, he would be in the academy. He'd call me, be like, hey, I want to do a ride along. He got in, I don't know, it's probably the 4th time in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, why do you always ride with me? He goes, because I want to go get in some stuff. Like he was looking for it all. I mean, before he was ever out of the academy. So, you knew he was going to be a cop. Like he can't. He's always in the mix of things.
Check your DMs. Check your DMs. For a guy that doesn't want to ever come on, he's sitting there coming over here.
Hey, don't do my dog like that. He just, he had to warm up to the idea. That's all.
Yeah. Well, we needed to put on, RJ on here, to get him to interact.
Get him a response. You're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes it's who you know, not what you know.
That's right.
Well, listen, I'm trying to get your boy on right now. Here we go. Denzel, hold on here.
Where's he at?
I'm about to add you. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Y'all see what time it is?
I see it. Boy, what's going on with it?
Y'all see what time it is? You already know what time it is with me, baby.
What are you doing?
How you doing tonight, coach?
Nothing, man. Watching the kids outside playing basketball outside this nice Marion County, Ocala, right next to the V.
Right next to it.
Right next to the V, baby. That's how we live.
Muted them.
Hey coach, we might have to come to the V one day. You gonna be able to set that walkthrough up for me?
Oh yeah, whatever y'all need, man. You know that.
About me or Zell?
I mean, hey, whoever,
Boy, Zell's got all the pull there.
It been some years since I've been up there. I gotta ask permission to pull back up to the barbecue right now.
Everything runs through Zell.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna have to go back. Nick, listen, like you said about Ryder, bro.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear Denzel?
Yeah.
Hey man,
I can't hear Denzel.
Oh, your phone, you need to get an iPhone 17, bit dog. Tighten up.
He said you need to get an iPhone 17, big dog. Tighten up.
What'd he say?
No, but like y'all, I'm gonna go back real quick to couple things y'all said. Like Ryder, man, he's gonna be a great addition to what we already got going right now. He's a dog, Coach Marty. And y'all know he a dog, man. He's one of those players. You don't have to tell him twice to do something. He gonna do it the first time you say it.
Right.
And he gonna do it 100%, 110%.
Yep.
He came like he said, he came in, he started working, and Doc noticed right away, man. Like we don't play that daddy
Nick,
ball.
Why can't I hear Denzel?
I'm gonna have to take you out, log out, and then log back in.
All right, hold on.
This has happened before.
How do I? Well, I'll figure it out. Hold on.
There we go.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, Nick, like I was saying, y'all. Yeah, man. Doc, you know how Doc is, and you come in, you gonna have to prove yourself. He didn't give Ryder, like I gave Ryder a bucket helmet. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, you ain't getting no damn speed flex. You ain't did nothing yet. Which, hey, you got to respect the man when it comes to that. You ain't did nothing on the field yet. You just a transfer kid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He made everybody go through that. He made Nasir go through it. He made a couple kids from North Marion go through it. You're not getting a speed flex just because you transfer over. So, but shit, by the second week or third week of practice, guess who had a speed flex? Motherfucking right.
White Lightning. White Lightning.
Hey man, but he's like I said, I've watched Ryder his whole career growing up and everything. So it's cool to see him over here with me. I got Dez over here with me now, bro. This is like a dream come
Coach
true. I wish
Franklin.
Antoine would have came over here, bro. We would have had a dream team for real. That would have been real dangerous. Y'all shit wouldn't. And by the way, just let y'all know, any school that we play in Citrus County, we put 80 on. I'm telling you ahead of time.
Here we
Ahead
go.
of time.
I told you.
Just cause the bullshit. Everybody try to act like they so. Nick, I'm finna get real petty, but I'm be professional
No,
for yourself,
go
man.
ahead.
So
No,
wait a
do it.
minute. Wait a minute, Zell.
So
Zell,
it
you gonna
it
kick a
kill-
field goal when you up 77?
what?
You gonna kick a field goal when you up 77 points?
I can't hear you, Ant.
You can't hear
Oh,
me?
no. He said you gonna kick a field goal when you up by 77. You gonna
Mm-mm.
kick a field goal to make it.
No,
80?
we'll go for a touchdown. Doc already said that, man. It was it's just crazy to me, bro. So I told RJ a while back, bro. Like, I always been like RJ was telling you, I always been cool with RJ. I rode with him when I was in the academy. That was like the first cop I actually liked, other than my dad. So whenever the whole thing with Raheem came out, like, I coached at Lee Canto, bro. So I still love every last one of those kids. Anybody can tell you that. I'll do anything for them right now. They call me. They know I'll do anything for them. But just like the way they handle stuff with RJ and talking about he couldn't coach and Raheem couldn't play his last game, and they try to take the blame. They try to take the blame to other people instead of putting it where it really was supposed to be. That's the shit that pissed me off. That's why I got elevated. That's why I did what I did. Because first of all, you can't fire me. I work for Florida Highway Patrol. So ain't no way, ain't none of y'all can do anything in the school board to be like, oh, well, he can't say that. I can say whatever I want. Ron DeSantis is my boss. You ain't talking to him and you ain't talking to me.
Yes, sir.
Just that's just the truth.
Y'all got him riled
So
up.
yeah, I'm gonna stand up for my boys. Like shit, you gonna act like you ain't know Raheem and all this, bro? Come on, man. Everybody at that school knew Raheem was with RJ, bro. Since I was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know this the thing.
What Ant saying? Because it's not coming through.
He said this is the
Oh,
thing.
hold
Hold on. He's gonna log back in. Hopefully everybody can hear each other again.
Yeah, hopefully everybody be able to hear each other.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm glad you're talking about this because I really didn't want to like poke the bear. So
Y'all
to
can hear
speak.
me now?
Yes, we
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the thing. For years and years, we took a lot of flack
No, I can't hear anybody.
for pushing take your kids to Marion County, right?
We did, bro. And I was one of the biggest supporters of don't take your kids to Marion County, bring them to Lee Canto.
No, look,
Man,
but we used to do it on Facebook. We used to do it on in person. You know how we did
Yeah,
because we
Nick,
had a lot of
always.
conversation, right?
always.
So like when we're a decade later, and look where we're at. Chris the River just hired a coach, and everybody was all excited, and this guy got fired before spring camp.
Exactly.
I mean, it's crazy, and
Bro, you get hired in Citrus County, and if you're not a yes man or a do boy, or you don't console to what they got going on, somehow or another they're gonna find a way to get you out. And I always thought in my head, like when I was with Chop, I was like, man, ain't no way they're gonna do Chop like this. Chop made one of the biggest, greatest records at Lee Canto.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something I never understood. Right? Y'all know my motto. Acquisition, right? How many years you and RJ, right? Yeah, you sure you want to coach at that school and you don't want to coach Little League, huh? Mm-hmm. I need the best of the best. We love that. It's just I don't care who we play. That ain't our business. In practice, we trying to get it right. But it seems like in a way, once you get outside of a lot of certain groups, I'll say in youth league in this county, they don't want to build no success.
Nah, man. No.
Citrus had at one time, you say Chop, you Twan, you got Dez,
Hey,
you
there you
got
go.
RJ.
There you go.
He walking with
Let
he
him
walking
know.
with his shirt off. He got a
Hey,
little bit of a chest out.
yeah, that's how you gotta let them see though. It's levels to being a man, Ryder. Show them some of. Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
so listen,
But hey, you know
about
what?
hold on,
And they
talking
took
about
the fun out of it once they started putting politics and everybody else ahead of the kids. That's what made it. That's what really got me on to like, all right, I gotta wake up because this ain't going good. Once they start doing a lot of stuff to Chop and even with
Where,
this stuff what
where
they
did they
start doing.
where they get
Oh
happy with no winning? Right.
yeah,
I tried to cut you off on purpose. You see that? Where hey, somebody's comfortable without winning. I'll be honest. I mean, traditionally, Chris River was dominant, but the years we weren't, you were a part of some. There was really good Citrus teams that went on and played in the playoffs and competed.
bro. OB had
Lacanto for the
Coach OB.
last
Coach
wow
OB.
for
That
the
was at Citrus, bro. When I was
OB
coaching with
was
him and
like
Chop,
that.
Chop was the DC, OB was the offensive coordinator
Yeah.
and the head coach. OB had the best record. We beat Nature Coast. We had a great year that year. We went 10-0. And then y'all gonna y'all gonna
O'Brien
y'all
was
gonna
the man.
remove him
oh yeah.
the first game of the playoff,
Oh, that was crazy.
and
Yeah,
then for y'all to let him go, and then he goes to Colorado and wins a state
Colorado.
championship his first
Yep,
year.
yep.
But
Y'all
like
don't see
going
nothing
back,
wrong with
hey,
that.
but Zell, I was
like
no,
Like we talk about levels and stuff, bro. But man, OB
I
man,
don't can Zell
OB
hear
was a
me?
good. He taught me a lot while he was here. One of the most energetic coaches I've ever been a part of.
Nick,
Uh,
Nick, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah.
With that situation
But
with
like I said, that's when
what
we start
what the
taking
all I
the.
hear is Denzel.
Oh, RJ talking?
Denzel,
So
RJ's
but
talking.
what
I can't hear him.
what
My
Denzel
bad.
what Denzel's talking about, and this is what I like literally I don't I'm not the Christian I should be. I don't pray as much as I should, but listen, everything that happened, I honestly like I was praying about it. Like I just like I didn't
Mhm.
know what direction to turn. I didn't know where I want to go. All the bad stuff that's happened, but to our friends going back as far as JT at Citrus, it's been a
Mhm.
long journey. Everything has led us to the point where we're at now, and we're happy. So that was God's
Yeah,
plan. Either way,
yep,
we weren't the
yep.
solution.
Amen.
We weren't the solution. We weren't part of. Maybe we were part of the solution. We'll see that later on. But we weren't the full solution. We've moved on. We're excited. I have nothing negative to say about anybody, and as far as that goes, like I'm just because if they wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't be where I'm at now,
Well,
and I wouldn't have my
Yeah,
kids where they're
yeah.
at.
Coach was saying that everything that happened was part of God's plan to get us where we are, and he didn't have anything negative to say about them times because he wouldn't be where he is today and the people he is today if it weren't for that.
That's
I ain't
true.
gonna I ain't gonna lie to you though, Coach. They fumbled the bag.
What like a mug? Don't
Cause
worry, we gonna
boy,
pick it up and run with it.
hey, you supposed to there? Cause look, I still had to drop some old text messages like, "Hey, hire this person, hire it, tighten up, hire it, huh?"
I'm gonna be a dad. I'm gonna be a dad for at least the next 2 years, and then
Yeah,
we'll see.
y'all know.
Listen. My thing is this: is when it comes to the situation that is around our county. It's not just our county though. Like it's in Hernando County too in some ways. It unfortunately it's too much politics, too much good old boy network, too much certain things that
I'm
go
finna
on.
tell you the difference.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to cut you off.
no,
I
you're
want to
good.
show you something.
Yeah.
North of us, it's Marion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think, is there any high schools in Lee? I don't know.
Yeah, you got Chiefland and like Cross City High School or what is it, Dixie County or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
they got some pro boys too. That makes
yeah.
it even worse, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Marion County, right? You got Sumter County, Lake County, all those boys, Hernando County to the south. It is just us.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
just
you know,
saying.
people will say, well, right now professionally, you have Sam Franklin. Sam's an anomaly.
Sam is a freak.
When Sam was leaving out, you know, everybody wasn't in crowds clapping and cheering at that point. Zell, you know,
I was there.
Sam worked like a man to get there. He had to go through prep school and earn a way into college, and you know the rest is history. But he's an anomaly.
Mhm.
You know, he's different.
Yeah.
He is. He like
Yeah.
what? Well, with those,
I'm gonna tell you though, man.
you just have to look at it like
Oh.
from the aspect of like with Citrus County. There's some really great players here. Obviously, we've seen them. A lot of them have gone to Marion County and had a lot of success. So we know that we have the talent levels here. You know, I think that you got some coaches at the programs that care about their kids now, and I hope that they're able to build something that's long lasting. But we got to the end of a leash. I kind of felt like I have a great relationship with Wes at Lecanto. I wish him all the success. Wes was one of my football coaches when I was in high school. He's a good
Mhm.
man, and he works
Yes, he
his
is.
butt off. He works his butt off for the kids. I can tell you that.
Yep.
I don't think that really any of this is, you know, he just walked into a position that the things of the past can't be held against him, or whoever
Right.
the new Crystal River coach will be, or the new Citrus coach. Like, they're just going to have to pick it up and try to do the best they can, like many of us did, and hope that they can build something sustainable. Like I said, if those things don't happen right now, we may not be repping the V, and Ryder might not be in a spot where he's able to get seen every single practice. Like, things happen for a reason.
Oh
And
yeah.
it,
I
it
don't.
is what it is.
I don't think anybody's saying anything about that, but just in general, like I feel like, you know, there's I
They
just feel like
fumbled. They fumbled the bag, coach.
listen, they did.
Coach on point. Coach on
They-
point, because I'm the one saying it. They
No,
fumbled the
no.
bag.
No,
I'm
they
just
did.
one of them people that real early, I didn't care. And when I seen it wasn't gonna be right, they had one chance.
Listen,
RJ,
And-
no, I ain't gonna say too much. They had one
And-
chance when mine went to high school and they fumbled it. Me and RJ laughed about it. He knew before everybody it was dead.
but
My thing is, we
my
got
whole
good
thing-
coaches here.
but I understand
The only way we even looked, seriously, the only way we looked at Citrus County was Denzel and Lee Canto. That was it. Other than that, it was Dunnellon, Trinity, Vanguard, Marion County. That's it. You got to get your kids somewhere where somebody is going to want to come look. And even in Trinity, I used to be in the office. You know, I wasn't no special person or Bramlin's best friend. I absolutely didn't have the kind of pool and stuff I have here. But, you know, like RJ say, when people, they make you feel that family, right? And it's like this, even at Trinity, I'd sit in there where the coaches from colleges would come and I ask stupid questions. Y'all know that. Hey, coach, where you just came from? Vanguard, 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 every single time. Every single time. And I don't mean one of them. I mean, over the 2 years, it was maybe 100 guys.
Yep.
And that's just what it is. You
But
know?
Citrus had a good nucleus with Sam, and then Dez goes up to App State. He has a ton of success. He's one of the top rated prospects in the Sun Belt. And then he gets a freak injury before he gets drafted. I mean, I think he was projected like third, fourth round or something. Like, I mean, you had a chance
RJ
with
said?
those guys to
He's
make that
talking
kind of a
about Dez.
factory.
Oh.
He was
So-
saying how we had the players around here, nucleus of a team with Sam like Dez, and he was talking about Dez in college. The guys are always here. They don't let the right people coach them.
But they had Bronson too. They had the Bronson kid. Like,
And a
he
big
was
thing is that
monster.
exposure too.
Like they had those, and I think Crystal River. Listen, I can tell you, going back, I coached against these kids. You know, they had at one time JoJo, who was there, but then they had Amari Francois. They had the McCray kid. Like, they had a group of kids that were, and now they got EJ Jenkins. These are kids that they command attention. They were players.
Right.
So like you've had
Shout out them boys, Big
talent to
Joe.
pull.
That's my boy right there, JoJo.
Yeah, my point is that the talent has been in our county for scouts to come look at. For whatever reason, maybe it's the level of competition week to week. I don't know. I'm speculating. But whatever it is, we just don't quite get that much the same exposure. Colleges still come here. I can let you know that I know personally from Wes at Lecanto. Wes contacts every college he can for the kids. Like he's trying his butt, and he does get schools there. I mean, like he's going to get schools to come there. It's just, will it be in the same droves that it is up north? I don't know, or down south.
Listen,
Like I don't know.
RJ, you know Coach Wilkinson, who's over at New Smyrna and everything, that coached a few years down at Central and everything like that. And the one thing that he tried to turn around Central down there in Brooksville, he tried to get more exposure to them. That's why, like he tried to get, like, my best friend Brian Oakes, he had Louisville looking at him, the year after I graduated, and if he didn't tear his ACL, he didn't partially tear his ACL, he probably would have had a full ride to Louisville.
Right.
It's just one of those things where you gotta have a coach that has a lot of connections, that's ingrained and everything like that. To me, like, that's the reason why, like, it's good to go to Vanguard. It's good to go to Dunellen, where it's established and the roots are deep. The thing about it here is, when you got a carousel of coaches, it's a coaching carousel, and it keeps rotating like you're the Cleveland Browns
Every year,
almost every year there's something. I was gonna go help at Citrus, when John was the coach, and all that stuff happened, and I wanted to help coach, when Ross was there and all these other guys. It's just, unfortunately, you can't go and do it because, they can't even plant a seed before the roots sprout, because they're already gone. And that's the problem around here, is it's not long established, like it is at a Vanguard, like it is, at other places. And that right there is what is hurting us.
The right people. Hire the right people.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
It always drove me nuts that we always go outside of our county trying to find the answer. Like,
right.
There are really good coaches right here in Citrus County, born and raised or moved here like I did. Like, there are good that have roots in the county, and I think that that's important, because Citrus County is a very special place. Like, it really is. It is a great place to live, but it kind of reminds me, not that the landscape's the same, but it kind of reminds me of Key West, in the aspect of, they say that you don't choose to live in the Keys choose to keep you. You know what I mean? Like, that's the same thing with Citrus County. Like, if you're not born and raised here,
crab in a bucket, coach. Let's call it what it is. It's a bunch of crabs in a bucket. And that don't just touch any one demographic. It's really pathetic and sickening, to be honest, that people would take generations of kids and hamper their lives and their future based off your emotions and your ego. It disgusts me. I don't care. They don't like, certain people don't like me, and I don't care.
Well,
they don't gotta
but I look at the other sports, but I do see like investment from the coaches. I see that they were guys that were Citrus County guys. Like, I think the guy's name at Crystal River's Trinary. I know the Trinaries are Crystal River, like, obviously. And then you got Dave Logue in baseball. Dave Logue was a Lecanto baseball graduate, and then Bruce Arnold is over there at Citrus. I don't know if Bruce went to Citrus, but I do know Bruce has been in Inverness a long time. I know he's coached football and baseball for a long time, and he has roots in Inverness. So and guess what? Those are probably the three longest tenured coaches of the sport. I mean, I take away obviously Velarde, but these guys have been in their positions. I think Bruce for a couple years, Dave for 17 years. 18 years at Lecanto, and Trinary might have got the job last year. Those are guys that they're going to stay until you force them out the door, and they're always going to do the right thing for the kids, because they're born and raised.
Clayton was a monster, though, so he Clayton was a monster.
I just don't see why we don't do that for football. Why do we not get the guys that are vested that want to build a program, that they know the owners of the restaurants and they're in the Rotary and the Kiwan? I don't
Because
understand why those guys.
here's the reason why is because football has more eyes on it than baseball. Everybody, obviously, from being in high school, coaching there and everything, that it's the bell cow. It's
Somebody profits from mediocrity.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And
Somebody profits from mediocrity. If you keep the teams down, Nick, if you keep the teams down, guess what happens? Nobody exalts themselves over the rest. So you don't have to invest to make the rest better. You can keep profiting off what you're doing in mediocrity. And that's
Well, who's our most successful coach in the county's history? It's probably Bramlett, right? I mean, it's
Yeah,
probably
of course.
Bramlett. Okay. Well, I mean, was he from here? I mean, obviously he lived here a long time. He was fully vested, and you talk about the guy who built the best program in our county's history. Like, I don't know, maybe he was. I know that they were. I think he was like a Hurricanes fan, so I didn't know if he was from South Florida and moved here. But you have that guy in place for a long time. You let him build his vision, and then now he's got to get a stadium named after him, and he's the most legendary coach in Crystal River and maybe Citrus County history. Like, there needs to be some. I don't know. The people that have roots in the community are the ones you should be leading those programs. Obviously, there's got to be a base level of knowledge, but that's the only way you're going to get buy-in and keep the local kids.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is, and I'll say it because I'm not afraid to have any controversy, as Ant knows. But let's call a spade a spade. To me, there's also an issue with race. I feel like they don't give the guys that that deserve, not just need, but deserve the opportunity. They don't give it to them because they're not the good old boy network. And I'll just call it like it is.
It's cost me my coaching positions before. I know what you're talking about.
Hey, listen, to me, it is what it is. I mean, it don't matter to me anymore because I look at it as I'm going to make a difference regardless in kids' lives. I'm going to make a difference no matter what, even if I'm not coaching high school sports. I look at it as, hey, this is what my platform is to tell the truth and to be real. And my thing is certain coaches should have gotten opportunities, and unfortunately, you got some people that need to take their hoods off, and stop being racist.
Yep.
So, Coach, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Is RJ? Oh, I didn't know RJ was talking to. So, listen, I got a shout out to my cousin Chop, man. Chop, he taught me a lot, especially during his time as head coach at Lee Canto. Obviously, I followed him from Citrus to, we went to Lee Canto first, then we went back to Citrus with OB. Then he got the head coaching job at Lee Canto. I followed him everywhere. When they initially told him he had to resign or whatever, his that whole thing with him, I was gonna stay on, to stay and help with the kids or whatever. Man, I know Ant knows about this. I told her, I was like, hey, yeah, man. I told the admin, I say I'll do whatever. Oh well, we don't know if the new coach is gonna be able to have you because your schedule and blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, what you talking about? I've been doing this for 2 years now, 3 years now. What you mean? So they told me I had to call Miss Himmel at the time. They told I had to call the superintendent because it was her decision. Okay, cool.
Hold on, you gotta call the superintendent
because it was her decision.
You assistant coach, you gotta call the superintendent.
Not even an assistant. I'm a volunteer assistant.
Yeah, volunteer coach. And you gotta get permission from the damn superintendent. See,
So
that's the crap that I'm talking about, dude. That's the crap that I'm talking about.
But
this whole situations of all this crap.
But Nick, so look, it all turned out. She was like, "No, that's the admin's decision. If they want you at the school, that they can have you. I don't have anything to do with that." So it kept getting passed. Blame kept getting passed on. Blame kept getting passed on. And I talked to Chop one night. I said, "Chop, bro, I'm hurt, bro, because I want to stay for the kids. I put my life in Lee Canto football. Anybody can tell you that. Just like I put my life in the Vanguard. I was repping Lee Canto like it was nobody's business. You know what I'm saying?" And Chop like, bro, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, Denzel, they don't want you, bro. Just leave. He was like, I'll set you up I'll set you up a interview with Coach Farmer at Vanguard. I was scared to go to Vanguard. There's a whole bunch of black people. I ain't never been around that many black people in my life, except at a cookout.
Oh,
You feel me?
God dang.
Like, so I'm like,
Dang,
I was
no,
like,
you
Chop.
did not.
I'm like,
Hey,
Chop, bro. I don't know,
hey,
bro.
Kanye Alexander.
Huh?
Kanye Alexander.
I say, Chop, bro. I don't know, Chop, bro. I don't know if I can do it. He's like, listen, man, just go talk to Doc. It's the best thing for you. You work out there, you live out there. Go talk to him. And bro, listen, when I tell you I was sweating bullets, because like I said, I was hurt, bro. I thought I wasn't gonna coach football in Citrus County. Like I thought I wasn't gonna coach football at all, especially for that year. And I went to go talk to Doc. I went to go talk to Doc, and bro, that's probably the best interview I've ever had in my life. Like, other than being a Florida Highway Patrol, Doc literally said, man, he's like, I want somebody that's gonna be here for the kids. He's like, I don't care about the outside noise. I don't care about your personal life and none of that stuff. As long as you ain't doing nothing stupid or you ain't doing no drugs. I said, Coach, I can't do that anyway.
Hey,
But
Zell,
like,
you talk trash to me. Now we here now. You talk trash to me when Chris went to Trinity and
oh
when he
boy,
transferred to Vanguard. And
I
then
told you.
when he graduate, you gonna come over there, boy. I'll
No,
talk my
I got there.
up.
I got there that senior
Big-
year. I was
Well,
there with
one,
the
you
spring,
know,
their junior spring.
you know that crinkle leg. We ain't gonna.
Hey,
Hey,
but it was my fault. Look, I take 100% blame. I said, you know what? I was wrong. For everybody I talked about in Citrus County, G, Carlos, all them boys, everything I said about that, like, oh man, don't take your kids to Citrus County, Marion, leave them. Man, hell no, that shit didn't change, boy. Please bring your kids to Marion. That's the only time you will ever get, bro. Listen, when I tell you, Coach Farmer is different with all the stuff that we do, bro. We got camp set up and like months in advance for colleges. Like we got Doc got we done won FSU 707 2 years in a row. We won the state championship 707 2 years in a
Hey,
row.
Denzel, that ain't saying much though, man. No offense to them. Not trying to
hey,
take anything away from the kids. Just saying.
He don't need you interrupted him, Dick.
Hey Nick, you can't say it don't mean much, man. Them boys, we work at the V, man.
No, I'm just saying it's FSU camp.
Oh yeah, you know I'm a Gator fan, bro. I work all the home Gator games. I'm a Gator through and through. But shit, we gonna go over there. We gonna take over. Don't matter what where you put us at. We gonna take
Hey.
over wherever.
Hey, I think a bunch of toddlers can take over that school right now. The way Mike be over there coaching.
Man, Mike ain't gonna be that long.
No,
Mike ain't gonna be that long. Just chill.
Boy, y'all know how to run somebody off.
Mike ain't gonna be at that bit long. I can guarantee you that.
Y'all know how to run somebody off. Boy, I'll tell you that, boy.
No, you a FSU fan?
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, boy, I hear a teapot going off in there.
Ooh,
He don't want to admit it though. He don't want to admit that he FSU fan.
it's okay. Everybody have off years. Y'all just happen to have them a little bit more often than a lot of other people.
Boy, all them years y'all been getting the CTE knocked out of y'all, and y'all want to talk. It's okay, talk about it now, because when we go back up, oh man, it's gonna be insufferable.
It's gonna be great.
Hey,
I love it.
It's gonna be
Hey, the
insufferable.
only way you gonna go back up is on an elevator.
Oh boy, y'all trash. Y'all lost the title game at home.
Hey,
Yeah.
we may have lost it. Hey, we've lost more than you won more.
Exactly, because you losers. We win more than we lose. That's what I've been trying to
Still got
tell
more
you.
titles.
Hold on. So we got 2 Gators, Miami and the FSU.
Yeah.
Lord
A
have
bunch
mercy,
of people
boy.
who've been watching Bobby Bowden and Jimbo Fisher dominate their whole life. Don't get me started. Hey, you know what? My kids taking advantage of me being here. I gotta make them go to bed. Y'all lucky because y'all done tried me tonight.
Oh, that's what it was. I was blaming on the kids too.
Nick,
Hey, hold on.
do you
Go
know
ahead.
the all-time record between the Gators and the Seminoles?
Since you've been alive,
No, but, hey, nobody said that. Nobody said that. They said all time.
I'm just saying, do you know the all-time record since you've been alive?
Yeah, I know the all-time record, and I'm alive.
No. See, I understand the argument for people to say the all-time record is this. Respect, that's what it is. But let's also be honest that a lot of us didn't live in the times where, like someone said the other year, oh, this is the worst season Florida State ever had. I mean, and in a way, yeah, in your lifetime. But if you knew the history of the team, when we were just starting, we won winning nothing.
Yeah, before Bobby, there wasn't a whole lot of winning.
You see what I'm
Hey.
saying? So when a lot of people say, what's the all-time record? I ask them a lot of times what year they were born. Because I want to know what the record is since the year you were born. Because you weren't watching at 0 and 1.
RJ.
Yeah.
RJ, I'll tell you what the record is. It's 39-28 and 2.
Boy.
Since
Gators.
85.
You know what hurts the worst?
Since 85, what is it, Nick?
You know what hurts the worst, Nick? Is that the
What?
2 should actually be one more win. Do you remember that game when they were up 35-0 at halftime and Bobby Bowden brought them back 38-38? Oh my! I was like 8 years old, bro, crying.
You shouldn't even been up. Y'all, our team just wasn't playing that day.
Go Gators.
Hey.
Hey, boy, you said, you know what? I forgot you was over there.
1985. You said
I forgot you was in that cut over there, Zell. Back on up now. It's loaded. Back up, Zell. What you told me, Cut? Back up is loaded.
Hey, and FSU since 1985 versus Florida, it's 21-20 and 1.
We ain't talking about
Florida
that.
State.
We ain't talking about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
See,
That's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to talk about.
Congratulations,
No,
guys.
boy.
Congratulations.
We gotta take credit for our
Congratulations.
great-grandparents.
I'm just saying, this is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying with that. That's why you see, like, the college football playoff committee, I couldn't understand why, like, when we were doing good, why don't they like us? Okay, we go undefeated, and they say our quarterback's hurt, but we're playing Michigan, who really is a trash team, and we're going to blitz their quarterback. He's there. He can't stop us. But I'm going to tell you what it is. For decades, we terrorized the NCAA.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Bobby would go anywhere and play anybody, and the only people who ever seemed to could beat him is Florida or Miami.
Yeah.
If you didn't live in Florida, you didn't beat us. That's just how it was. If you did, it was the biggest win in your program history.
I'm kind of weird with that though, because even though like Florida State and like Miami are, which I mean, Miami's not a big rival anymore, but they used to be. I'm kind of weird with it because even though I don't like the teams, I love Bobby Bowden. Like I think Bobby Bowden, like I don't care that I'm a Gator fan. Like, and then like one of my favorite coaches of all time is Jimmy Johnson. Like when he was like down at Miami, like so it's kind of weird because I've never been fans of the teams, but like I'm fans of the men who led them.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Oh, when we're not playing, of course. Spurrier and Urban, Herb was that guy.
Yeah.
You know, they could question his tactics or say whatever they wanted to say, but the truth is, Herb will take a regular, everyday guy and turn him into a monster.
No,
that shit is different, boy. It's levels to that.
Even
I'll never forget.
Dennis Erickson. Do you remember Dennis Erickson with Miami back in the day? Like that guy was an offensive genius, dude. Like guy.
Miami was different back then too. They, it's just the phases that we go through. I mean, in ways, it's like when Jimbo took over for Bobby. You know, when Jameis Winston tell him they had a couple kids, 5-star kids, say, what made you make your decision to Florida State? Jameis Winston told me that the other school I was looking at's on the schedule, and if I don't come here, they was gonna beat my ass. Well, it's just a mind state, and Jameis' mouth took him both ways. You know what I'm saying? Charlie, what's up, baby? That's my boy Charlie right there. But I think when you construct a team and that staff in certain ways, it's the same on any level. It just turns into a power. Kind of what y'all are doing on the high school level. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take Coach Ross' comment back off the screen.
Hey, don't mean to interrupt you, Ant, but just to let you know, since 1984, Miami leads 36-33. versus FSU.
I mean, yeah, y'all are on what, a 5-year stretch right now. So I got you. That was going back and forth. Y'all, they cheated, gave y'all an extra game when we scored in the back of the end zone. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Oh, okay. All right. What
Hey,
if
real
finish
quick.
Man,
Hey, real quick.
we are the most hated university in the country. We've had to
Stop.
learn to live with it.
No,
Stop. No, y'all not.
You know
Stop
what
it.
I mean? It's
Stop
Miami
just
it.
will always be the most hated.
Everybody,
Because
you
no,
you can
man.
honestly say everybody in Florida is the most hated of college football team
Oh,
in the world.
Nobody in the country has ever had an undefeated conference title season and been left out.
well, I
We're the
mean,
case study. It's
they
okay.
did. Listen, I
You
disagree with
know,
that. I disagree with them being left out on the aspect of it's a team game. They did deserve to get in based off their record. Now,
even if
do
they
I
got
think
blowed
do
out.
but listen, and I'm not saying this to upset you because I'm a Gator fan. I honestly do think the college football committee made the right decision. I don't think they were one of the top four, but I think it's sad that the kids got shorted on that. Like that they worked their ass off for an undefeated season, and then you don't get in. Like that's rough. That's
I
rough.
think
And if it would have been the Gators, I would have been pissed.
I
So
think
that's
when you
why.
say a top 4 roster, I agree 100%. But the thing was, when the season started, we weren't a top 4 roster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On the
Right.
field, win and loss, we were a top 4 team.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Two
You
of
guys
those
did.
teams lost the contest, albeit in a tougher conference. I understand, but that doesn't have anything to do with us.
I try to look at it at the aspect if the Gators did the same thing and lost their quarterback, would I have been pissed? I would have been. So
My big thing was this right here: Fisk and Verse alone. Let's talk about two players who 99 times out of 100 aren't going to score a point, but are totally going to affect the game. They're still doing it at LA.
yeah, I know. I
Mind you,
know.
they got some other guys and already had a really good D line that they added those two to, but it's just, to be honest, our first game would have been Michigan. We'd have beat Michigan. But we're not going to cry over spilled milk.
No, you can't, man.
It happens. It happens
Hey,
to the best.
hey. Anyway, real quick, I'm finna go because I gotta go to Miami tomorrow. But hey, man. May 15th. Y'all mark that in your calendars. That's next Friday. You got Morgan Wallen coming to Gainesville, and you got the V taking over Gainesville. We'll be at Citizens Field. We play East Side for our spring classic. If y'all want to see some good football, pop out 7 o'clock. We going to make a business trip.
Okay. Hey, check this out. Hold on. I think that's a good place. Nick,
Yeah.
why don't you ask both the guys your ending question and we can
Yeah.
get on out of here.
Yeah. Well, hey, first off, I want to say thank you for you guys being blue. You guys, I know RJ, you retired and all that, but still respect it because my uncles are blue. What are 3 things you guys are grateful for? RJ, go first. All right.
Oh man, I mean it starts with God and then my family and then it really is football third for us. Like we're just that's the 3 things that we prioritize and we enjoy and brings us a lot of happiness in my house. So God, family, football.
Okay. Denzel,
I ain't even hear RJ, but
he said God, family, and football.
bro, I knew he gonna say something like that. My 3 things definitely got to be definitely God. My dad being a pastor and growing up in the church. Definitely that's one thing that sticks with me every day. God, family. I have a beautiful fiance that pretty much holds down the house for me because football season. It's not for everybody. It's not built for everybody. You
No.
got to have a good girl or a good companion to be with you for that, and just everybody else that supports you around, like my kids and everything. So my family, and then of course football, man. Like it's the V, baby. I'm gonna go all the way. The V and the Gators. It's always gonna be that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, hey man, I can't complain about that. And you're right, man. You gotta have a good partner.
Yeah.
You gotta have a good partner that supports you and everything like that. Because it's a grind. That's one of the reasons why I needed to go and get out when I could out of Storm because RJ, it's definitely a grind, and not a lot of people know about it, and not a lot
Nope.
of people appreciate it. And listen, football is life for me. I
Right.
love it, and I miss coaching it. And right now, I'm coaching basketball and everything. And you said Morgan Wallen next Friday. I'm going next Saturday.
Oh,
So
okay,
I'm hoping-
I'll be
I'm
there,
hoping-
man. I gotta work. I gotta work the concert both days.
Well,
So
I need you to get me in then. Get me a little closer.
Yes,
we're
sir.
125.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, listen, I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you both coming on. I look forward to having you guys on more. And listen, man, appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good night, man.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
buddy.
You
Be
too.
safe.
Love you, RJ.
Love you, boy. See you.
Peace out, everybody.